Council meeting. Next on NewsHour Final, how Delta has come up with an offer to some residents who fear for their lives as a pile of dirt threatens to come crashing down on their Tsawwassen home. Weeks we've been telling you about a large mound of earth that threatens to fall onto some waterfront homes in Tsawwassen. A retaining wall built by a private developer who has since gone bankrupt is falling apart. Residents went to Delta City Hall tonight determined to stop the talking and start the action. But in the end, they got more talking.
Council to a person recognizes the extreme concern that the residents on the slope or below the slope and even above the slope have regarding this.
It's a concern Delta residents have heard before, but it's the lack of action from City Hall which has united 20 homeowners. Together, they're taking on City Hall in the hope Council will finally tear down a potentially dangerous retaining wall.
Something's got to be done, Your Worship, and we really need it done now. Now, if the mayor and council and the corporation of Delta will take this thing by the hand and say, all right, and we will remove the block wall, but somebody's got to take the initiative and do it now.
The retaining wall was built last summer. Soon after, the earth began to slide. It's been sliding ever since, and now residents fear their homes and possibly their lives could be wiped out, pointing to a similar situation in Seattle which ended in tragedy.
What I want to know is if the council is prepared to sit and wait until a similar tragedy as Ridge Island happens and ultimately pay out the millions, or whether you're going to take some action.
By going in, we put ourselves in the position of liability you said you don't want us to see ourselves in. And sadly, by staying out, we're not putting ourselves in that position of legal liability.
Given what has gone past in the last 6 months and what hasn't happened, what's been committed to us, I have no confidence that anything else will progress. You owe it to us to remove that structure that, yes, you said was okay to put there.
Delta Council says it's prepared to take down the wall, but only if the residents agree to remove City Hall from any future liability surrounding the bluff.
2 weeks ago, when the city originally sealed the cracks, a retaining wall was put up by a developer last year. Soon after, earth beneath started to move. Residents below fear their access road could be blocked if a slide occurred, or worse, their homes destroyed.
Given what has gone past in the last 6 months and what hasn't happened, what's been committed to us, I have no confidence that anything else will progress. You owe it to us to remove that structure that, yes, you said was okay to put there.
Last night, angry homeowners met Delta Council. They're angry at local politicians because city engineers originally approved the development against residents' wishes. The city says the developer passed all building requirements.
By going in, we put ourselves in the position of liability you said you don't want us to see ourselves in. And sadly, by staying out, we're not putting ourselves in that position of legal liability.
I have not been contacted to this date by the municipality of Delta itself. I understand that Delta Council is dealing with the issue, that if there is some way that that the province can help, or if Delta Council requests assistance of the province, then we would look at that request.
Does that mean you'd be willing to help them financially?
I certainly couldn't make a commitment like that.
Delta Council has agreed to take down the wall, but only if residents sign a waiver, which doesn't hold the city liable for any future damages. Although fearing for their safety, residents say they won't leave.
Where are we going to move to? I don't see that because they've made a mistake, we have to move out.
We bought this property here in about 1955. I told my wife that when I retire, I would build her a retirement home. This is our retirement home. Well, I'm not going to be scared out of this place just because of a wall coming down on me.
The wall continues to move. Both sides don't seem to be.
And Michael Campbell joins us now with the day's financial news.